We're here to share the money again. Thanks, guys. When it comes to our health, many of us overlook issues to our detriment. You know, it's something that we just don't want to talk about. Here today to discuss critical illness insurance is Gemma Dale from MLC. Gemma, why do you think it is that we don't talk about insurance more?
Glenn, I think it's something we just don't want to think about. Heart attack, stroke, cancer, breast cancer for women. We don't want to think about the impact on ourselves, and we definitely don't want to think about the impact on our families.
That's true.
At MLC, we've been insuring Australians for 120 years. We're very aware of the risks of some of these things, and we think it's time people really start thinking about it.
Give us an idea of the sort of rates of serious illness that are happening.
Sure. So for women, 42% of women will suffer some form of critical illness before they're 70.
Yeah.
So it's really high, and it's something that you really need to think about, how you can protect yourself and your family.
And in terms of being covered, how many of us are actually covered?
Well, it's a really good question. We have no problem paying for car insurance, house insurance. You just do it. It's just done. 3% of us have
3%
cover for critical illness. That's it. So at MLC, we've thought about this long and hard, and we've thought about a service that we can bring to Australia that will allow people to access additional services for their critical illness. This is called Best Doctors, and it allows you access to 50,000 leading specialists right across the world. We have 200,000 clients who have access to this service in Australia now.
Sounds very, very impressive. Best Doctors, that's the name of it.
That's the name.
How did it all come about?
So it was a couple of guys in the US. They were affiliated with Harvard Medical School, and they believe very strongly that individuals should have access to expert medical consultation services when they really needed it. So they got together a group of specialists around the world. It's in 30 countries now. It's in the UK, it's in Japan, it's in the US and Canada. We've brought it to Australia now through MLC.
Great. So let's suppose someone's diagnosed with a serious medical condition. What happens next? How does it work?
So the first thing you do is call Best Doctors in Australia. They have medical professionals available over the phone to talk to you. You need to give them consent to access your medical records. You provide all of those. They then identify a leading specialist around the world in your particular condition who's going to review your diagnosis. They're going to review your treatment plan. They're going to give you some recommendations and a full report that really addresses your questions at a time when you've probably got plenty of questions that need answers.
Undoubtedly. And that professional that you're referring to, that physician, would actually specialise in the medical condition you've been diagnosed with, right?
Absolutely. So it's a huge network, as I said, 50,000 individuals in it, 40 specialties, 400 subspecialties right across the spectrum.
Very impressive. How long does the process take?
So once you've provided all of your information, they're going to go through, prepare that report for you, get it back to someone in Australia who can talk you through all your questions. 15 to 20 business days, roughly, so it's only a few weeks.
That's great. That's outstanding, actually. And all that at no additional cost to anyone who has MLC critical illness cover now.
So no additional cost at all. And not only that, it's not just you. So if you have critical illness insurance, you are covered, your partner's covered, and your children as well. And you can access the service as often as you want.
Brilliant. And it's not just life-threatening illnesses either where people can call on the Best Doctor service, is that right?
Not at all. So there's a whole variety of conditions like the ones I mentioned earlier where they have specialists who can talk to you about your situation.
Brilliant. Righto. We're all ears. How do we find out more?
So the first thing you do is talk to your financial advisor. They're going to give you really good advice around what sort of insurance you need. If you don't have an advisor, go to the MLC website. We'll put you in touch with someone. If you're already an MLC client, obviously we love that. Contact your advisor. You may already be eligible to use the service.
Well done, Gemma, and you've been looking after people's interests for 120 years too. If you'd like peace of mind on your health and have easy access to leading specialists from around the world, MLC's personal insurance is worth signing up to. You never know when you'll need it, and you'd rather be prepared when you do. Gemma, thanks for coming in today.
No problem at all.
Back to you guys.